Okay, so we are all returning from Kalachakra now, which was a marvelous event. All the Abbey monastics were able to go due to the kindness of many people who made donations that covered our airfare and our room and board and those kinds of things. So we're very, very grateful to everybody who enabled us to go. And also to the people who stayed behind, Kath and Zopa and Terry and Hannah, to take care of the Abbey, hold the fort down and keep the ants out while we were in DC. And it was a wonderful event. I mean, just to have 12 to 15,000 people gathered together for the purpose of creating peace in the world and generating compassion. When you think of the kind of people we usually come into groups with, you know, at football games and like that, then you realize what an extraordinary group it was to come together with, to be at Kalachakra. And His Holiness was just radiant. I mean, he was completely on, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. And seemed to really be enjoying it and teaching, and the first days teaching longer than the set period, and really going into depth in many topics. And when he came to the Kalachakra initiation, explaining that rather than go into the details of this and that and linguistic formulations of certain things, he really wanted people to have a general understanding of how Tantra works. And he gave a very beautiful presentation of that. And very, wonderful teachings on the 37 practices and on Kamala Shila's text. And so it was wonderful for us to be there and to take part in it. I was asked to give a talk one night, which was I felt very privileged to be able to share what little I knew with other people. And then, we were able to stay nearby, so we walked in front of the White House every day on the way to Kalachakra and every day on the way home, and so made a few little prayers for President Obama during, because he's dealing with people quite different than the people coming to seek world peace at the Kalachakra, all the factitiousness of the U.S. Congress right now. One lunch break, we did go to Capitol Hill, and we did some meditation there, and then we sang Star Spangled Compassion. And then yesterday we went to the Smithsonian Museum. They had a special exhibit on some caves in China from the 5th and 6th century. And it was a beautiful exhibition, and while we were there we asked them if we could do some chanting, and they said yes, and so we spent about 20 minutes doing some chanting and bowing, and it was so moving. I mean, were you as moved as I was? I was crying at the beginning, just somehow being with these ancient objects and thinking of how so many people for centuries have put energy into practicing the Dharma and so on. And then when we finished, and I opened my eyes, I was like, oh, there's some people around watching us. And some of them came up and thanked us for doing that. But it was really a very wonderful, wonderful trip and opportunity to learn from His Holiness. And so now the real work begins of putting the teachings into practice. Because we come back all feeling like we've been completely filled up and having some new insights and different understandings, and now to really integrate them with who we are and practice them so that we transform our lives. And then hopefully to be able to share a lot of what we gain from being with His Holiness with all of the people who come to the Abbey and all of the supporters who enabled us to go there to start with.